Welcome to a special edition of Pit Stop Ranch Does a Thing. We just got back from the SEMA show in Las Vegas, Nevada, so you wouldn't have to. And over the next few days, we're going to be releasing some videos out of our normal release schedule, covering our experiences there because we feel that it was big enough and important enough and timely enough that we share these ideas to you in smaller, easier to digest video formats. This video is just going to be an introduction to SEMA, what it is, who's it for, the why it is. And in coming days, we'll be covering stuff like specific cars, the cars in general, the brodozers, and of course the interesting vendors and cool people and products we observed while there. Hope you enjoy. As we go ahead and enter the first section that we entered at the show, the first hall, the SUV and truck section, I thought I'd give you a little background on the SEMA organization and the big show that is the SEMA show. SEMA was born in 1963. In its early life, it was known as the Speed and Equipment Manufacturing Associations. Its fathers were the who's who of early hot rod and aftermarket parts makers, names such as Itzke, Edelbrock, Moon. Too many to really list, and you can read the Wikipedia as well as I can to find out, give everyone credit who deserves it. Now, the first big SEMA show was held at Dodger Stadium in 1967, and then seeking to understand itself and grow beyond its initial concept, it bounced around Southern California, trying to find itself and experiment with different ideas. In 1970, it changed its name from SEMA to SEMA. The new SEMA, otherwise known as the Specialty Equipment Market Association, because back then words still had meaning, and for some reason people cared. It came from the humble regional aspirations it started with, and eventually it set its sight on national and eventually global domination. In 1977, the SEMA show moved to Las Vegas, has been there ever since, where it is one of the largest conventions in the Vegas area every single year, except for, of course, 2020 when there was no show. SEMA's goal is to provide employees of its member companies, because it's companies that become members of SEMA, and then their employees get the benefits of that membership, for example, like a drink of a week of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. They also get training. The organization also provides market research, legislative and regulatory advocacy, and some real business-on-business action. The big show is not open to the general public. It's meant to give people who work in that aftermarket automotive industry a chance to network and get drunk together. So how do plebes like us at the Pit Stop Ranch get in, you might ask? Well, it's an excellent question. We applied. We checked all the boxes that fit kind of who we were as best as we could discern, provided documentations proving that we're not lying, paid the fees, and much to our surprise, we were accepted. Last year, of course, was canceled because of a highly contagious, potentially lethal virus going around, so everyone's expectations were low for this year's attendance. Vendors observed that the crowd density was lower than in 2019, the previous largest show that they had. However, with the addition of the whole other hall, which we are currently filming here, as you can observe, and though the attendance was down, it was still 114,000 people. That would explain kind of the vendors' observance of lower crowd density. However, it was still the largest post-pandemic trade show in the nation, possibly the world. Don't know, not sure. And this was all without international participation, which, of course, this is generally a very international show, and quite honestly, I heard a lot of languages besides the English and Spanish you would expect. It definitely exceeded the organizers' hopes and dreams. I found the crowd myself to be just enough people and in good spirits. The energy was very good and fun, without the frustration and claustrophobia of being stuck in a large aimless mob, frustrated they can't see or talk to who they want to. Now, space utilization in an event like this is always very, very challenging. You know, you get these large open areas to try and put vendors and displays that are somewhat related together, and it is a large Tetris type difficult process to try and put something like that together. So as a result, in spite of their monumental attempts to make it all flow and seem intuitive, there was some stuff that I found a little counterintuitive, and we will probably be discussing that more in a video just about the vendors that we had interacted with and generally really appreciated and thought. We're going to be following this video with other short videos or various length videos where we're going to go and cover like the cars of SEMA, spending a little bit of time on the Battle of the Builders, a competition every year they have, where they have the various different people who showed up to demonstrate their ability to build a car and the competition they participate in, highlighting the final 12. We'll be talking with Jimbo Piper, a participant in the amateur level of score racing, and that was a lot of fun, and he was wonderful to share as much time with him. And we're also going to be going in depth with a couple of the vendors that really struck a chord with us, and we're happy to spend a little bit of time, their valuable time, talking with a couple of silly YouTubers who like to play around in the backyard with cutoff wheels and welders. Anyways, we got a lot of good content coming to you relatively quickly in small bites. This video is meant to be a whet your appetite for what will be coming very quickly here. Thank you for watching. And for your visual enjoyment, here are some professional drivers hooning around with some Mustang Cobras, just to show you how much fun you can have with them, leaving the next cars and coffee before you slam into a crowd. Please like, subscribe, and enjoy. You know you want to. I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction to what this big show of SEMA, or SEMA's big show, is there in Las Vegas. And so you can appreciate the following episodes where we talk about the cool stuff we saw there, the interesting people we met, the great contacts and everything. And as always, you know, we are professional, simply, but not at this, of course. And please leave a comment, share what if you were there, what you liked, if you weren't there, what you saw in our coverage that you'd like to see more of. And of course, like, subscribe, and most importantly, share with your friends. Hit the notification bell, and see you then on our next video coming up real quick. Talk to you soon.